Everybody, it's JetsCentral coming back with another video, and in this one I wanted to give my 2 cents and really just go through some of the options at the center position for this New York Jets organization, right? Also asking you guys, what are the Jets going to do at center? Okay, I can't wait to see what you guys have to say down below in the comment section, because this is still a huge position of need, right? I would say it's probably the biggest position of need on this whole entire team, right next to outside linebacker. But at least with outside linebacker, you can sit there and say, hey, we did draft Polite in the third round. Hey, Jamie Collins still is a free agent. Hey, we can possibly move Darren Lee to outside linebacker. We still have Jordan Jenkins on the roster, right? Nice, solid, young piece. But with center, there's still a lot of haze. There's still a lot of question marks surrounding this position that caused a lot of problems last season, right? There were multiple games where Isaiah Crowell, Bilal Powell, Eli McGuire, Trent Cannon, they could not find holes. They could not find holes. I went to that Miami Dolphin game when I saw Sam Darnold jumping up in the air and picking the ball up off the dirt and just running for his life. I was at that Miami Dolphin game. The center play last season, the interior offensive line play last season for the New York Jets was abysmal. It was abysmal. Now, granted, that wasn't the reason why we were losing games, obviously, but it had a big part in it, right? Multiple games where we just could not find holes. Multiple games where whether it was Darnold or Josh McCown, they were just running for their lives, and we had to solidify this position going into the offseason. But whether it was through free agency or the NFL draft, I felt as though the New York Jets put this position on the back burner, and they said, hey, we're not going to really worry about this right now. We have bigger fish to fry. We have to go out and sign Le'Veon Bell. We have to go out and sign CJ Mosley. We have to figure out what we're going to be doing with the third overall pick. Are we trading down? There was a lot of question marks. Hey, we have to get a new head coach. There was a lot of question marks surrounding this team, and I really felt as though they put center at the bottom of the list of things to do, right? So anyway, I mean, we did bring in some guys, but I felt as though we did miss some opportunities, right? We missed signing Mitch Morse, who signed with the rival Buffalo Bills. A team that really mirrors the New York Jets in a lot of ways, right? Young, talented quarterback, nice up-and-coming defense, young coaching staff, horrid offensive line play, same division. So the Bills and the Jets mirror each other, and it's kind of funny because they were like the same team, but they kind of went in the opposite direction. The Bills really tried to do their best in solidifying this offensive line, where I felt as though the New York Jets said, hey, let's kind of opt for the stars, right? Let's go big game hunting. Let's throw out mega contracts and whatnot. But Mitch Morse signed with the Bills. Could have had him. Could have had Matt Paradis, right? And there was a lot of talks between Paradis and the New York Jets. A lot of people said that this was going to get done. But it never happened, right? And then, of course, you look to the NFL draft. All right, we miss out on the top two guys, the cream of the crop, the upper echelon centers and free agency. We miss out on those guys. Let's opt for the NFL draft. What's going on in that realm? And granted, the New York Jets at spot number 3, you're not going to reach on taking a center like Eric McCoy, my top one coming out of Texas A&M. He wasn't worth the third overall pick. You're not going to take Garrett Bradbury out of NC State with the third overall pick. You're not going to do that. With no second round picks, you have limited options. But the New York Jets did not address the position at all. Whether it's round 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, the Jets we didn't target them. We just did not target the center position. Now, granted, we did re-sign Jonathan Harrison. We re-signed him, a guy who I thought did an admirable job down the stretch of last season, replacing Spencer Long. I mean, Spencer Long, I like the guy, but last year, like I said before, the center, he just did not do a good job. And I have to say, when he did kick over to guard and Harrison did start getting some starts at center, the interior offensive line did a lot better, like against the Green Bay Packers. I mean, that game was a shootout because Darnold had time to throw. Harrison, I thought, and granted, he was dealt a tough hand. It's not the easiest thing in the world to sit there and say to him, hey, you're now being thrusted into the starting center role with the rookie quarterback behind you. You have to go perform at a really high level. But and I'm not saying he was a top 5, top 10, top 15 center, but I thought for what he was asked to do, he did a pretty solid job. So he's still on the roster, ex-Florida Gator. We did bring in John Toth, I believe ex-Philadelphia Eagle. We did bring in Tom Compton from the Minnesota Vikings. Right now, you can sit there and say none of these guys are really sure things, all below average centers. no, it's not a for sure lock in, like, all right, sweet, now we have a Pro Bowl center. But we do have a little bit of options, or we have some options here, but we missed out on a bunch of guys, right? McCoy, we missed out on Bradbury, we missed out on Paradis and Morse. So really, it begs the question, what is this organization going to do at this position? I have a feeling Jonathan Harrison. Well, first and foremost, it's going to be an open competition going into training camp. This is something that I did not really want to happen. I kind of wanted a veteran leader, and another thing too, I know I'm digressing a little bit here, but we had the money to pay Morse and Paradis, whichever one. Now Morse got a huge contract by the Bills. Paradis got a pretty affordable one. If if my memory serves me correctly, I think it was a 3-year, $28 million contract. The Jets could have shelled out that cash. We could have done that. So looking back on it, I do regret not signing him. But hey, it's what's done is done, and I wish him nothing but the best. I believe he signed with Carolina. So the Jets got to figure this thing out. I think it's going to be Jonathan Harrison because of what he did last season. Because he's been with this organization. He's not a newcomer coming to the team. And he is a young guy. He is unproven, but he's an upgrade over Toth. Let's just call it like we see it. He's an upgrade over Toth. And when it comes to Tom Compton, yes, Tom Compton has had more starts. He's more, he's a seasoned. He's more seasoned than Harrison. But I would rather go with Jonathan Harrison. At least him and Darnold have some chemistry together. He showed that he can play at this, at this level last season, right? And he was like a mid-round pick, I believe, of the Colts a few years back. But Harrison, I like him. I'm rooting for him, and I hope he wins the starting center spot. And let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, please. I can't wait to dive in and kind of read what you guys have to say. Also, if there's any centers out in the market, let me know as well. Some guys that the New York Jets could be targeting, because there's always that period post free agent, or you have your free agency period, and then you have the draft. But in between the free agency period and the draft, there's always that handful of players that don't get signed, because the teams are just like focusing on the draft. They're looking at, okay, now we're going to address needs through the draft. If we miss out on a guy, then we'll opt for a Jamie Collins, a Ziggy Ansah, a Morris Claiborne, one of those guys. So, if there are any centers out there that the Jets could be targeting, let me know down below in the comment section. So I'll leave it there. Let me know your thoughts. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and go Jets.